Welcome back to We Miss Our Sleep, where we miss our sleep because we are too busy reading scary stories. I'm Sophie.
Hi, I'm Sean.
Ah, isn't that nice? We have names. and now you know who we are, so you can allocate who your favourite reader is. On the last video, we realised that neither of us knew how to read. So God help us on this one. And we were just having a little browse through Reddit, trying to find the best of the best. And when I couldn't find my no sleep story, I found this. And we read the title, and I think we both decided that actually this sounds pretty good. Well, I haven't read it at all. Have you heard of this one before?
No, I did read a quick paragraph just to see if this was one for us, and I think this sounds pretty damn good.
Okay. That's nice. I'm glad you vetted it for us, just to ensure that it was up to... It was
your choice, but I vetted.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to make any decisions for myself, is what we've discovered. But this is a We Miss Our Sleep special. This is posted by Not Necessarily from Reddit nosleep. If you're happy, I'll make a start with this one.
No, of course.
And then we'll just alternate between the paragraphs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got anything nice to say, you may say it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Excellent. And without further ado, there's only 5 of us on this camping trip. We keep counting 6. There were bright flashes of red in the sky. It was as if someone was waving around a flare light from space, faint but noticeable. We all made UFO jokes and laughed as we nailed our tents into the ground. I knew for sure that there were 5 of us. We had been friends since nearly early middle school and were celebrating our high school graduation with this getaway camping trip. The red flashes must have stopped randomly as we made conversation while fixing up our tents. Have you ever heard of the Appalachian Lights?
No, I've heard of if this is the thing I think it is, the Appalachian Trail, but I also don't know if that's a game.
The Appalachian Trail, as famously promoted by Dear Evan Hansen. We walk a while and talk about.
That's why I had that on today earlier.
That's why you know about the Appalachian.
I know that this is the second one we picked that have said the word Appalachian or anything.
Reset the Appalachian timer.
But no, to answer your question, no, have not.
Basically, it's like a light phenomenon that happens in the Appalachian region, where there are some lights in the sky. That's it.
So they've seen some lights.
Okay,
cool.
Over to you.
Okay. Dave managed to put his tent together the fastest and told us that he was going to find some branches for the fire. I remember how he had worked with me at the local gas station last year. We used to do the night shift together, and it had made working at a desolate gas station much more fun than it was supposed to be. There was also Eric in the corner, still reading his tent manual, fidgeting with his signature around glasses. I wasn't as close with Eric as I was with the others, but I still remember sitting with him in math class and copying his homework one time. Ava was also there talking with Sally, my cousin. Both had decided to team up and work on one tent at a time. I also have clear memories of them, hanging around at school in usual places. In fact, I even knew Ava's younger brother, as he used to beg to go with us wherever we went.
So that's 4.
Yep, so that's 4.
So me, Dave, Eric.
Then we've got...
Ava and Sally.
Yep, but they also said Ava's younger brother.
But I don't think Ava's younger brother is here.
Hanging around at school. In fact...
No. Me, Dave, Eric. Oh no, that is 5. Sorry, I just can't count.
If we're already doubting ourselves.
There's 5 of us on this trip. I keep counting 4. I'll do the next 2 if that's okay.
Yep.
So not only can we not read, we also can't count. This is going really well. I bring all this up because I'm sure that there were 5 of us, including me, and that I knew everyone in the group. So Dave went to go and get some branches as we pulled out some foldable chairs and set them up around the fire pit. I remember feeling uneasy as the sun set and the darkness began to consume the forest. The shadows of the trees elongated around us as the minutes ticked by. Eric went to get the flashlight from his bag whilst we wondered what was taking Dave so long. He appeared soon after, the harsh rustling sounds of the bushes signifying his return. We were all buried in our chairs at this point, covered by our jackets. The temperature had dropped quickly and the light breeze was beginning to pick up.
So I went back just to recount, and there's 5 names besides Ava's younger brother.
Yeah, but Ava's younger brother isn't
Yeah, it's not signified that
here.
he's there.
He just like.
But he did beg to say wherever he went, so I'm not too sure.
What, like he's in the bag?
I
don't know. Go for it. Go for it.
All right. So next
You
please.
got it.
Geez, you guys weren't even bothered to pull up a chair for me, Dave said as he arranged all the branches into the pit. We'd set up 5 chairs around the fire. I tried to rationalise the situation, but no matter how hard I focused, my head felt like it was underwater. I had perfect clarity up until the moment, but when I tried to focus on why 5 chairs were occupied when Dave hadn't sat down yet, my head seemed to just stop working as if something was reaching in and pulling out my thoughts. Instinctually, I felt even more uneasy now than I had placed why. The whole forest had gone dead silent.
Uh-oh, Raggy.
So now I'm wondering just from this beginning bit, because from reading that beginning bit, I have also counted 6.
What do you mean you counted 6? Who?
So we've got the protagonist.
Yep.
We've got Dave.
Yep.
We've got Eric.
Yep, we got Ava.
We've got Sally. And Ava's younger brother.
Yeah, but Ava's younger brother isn't here.
Right, the lineup here was...
I even
knew Ava youngest brother, as he used to beg to go with us wherever he went.
Yeah, but he's just saying that he knew them from school. He wouldn't have like this massive brain fart over a younger brother.
Okay, all right.
Sure.
I'll put it to the back of my head.
So you think Ava's younger brother is sitting in the chair and this guy is just having a moment?
I think what's happened is
he's having a blind migraine.
No, I think this whole story is 6 people went, and he thinks that there's 5, but he keeps missing. He keeps miscounting someone. He's like, I'm convinced 5 turned up, but there's 6.
Okay. No, that is the premise. The premise is that there is 5.
Yes, but there is 6.
There isn't 6.
Again, him.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah.
Sally.
Yeah.
Ava.
Yeah.
Ava's younger brother.
Ava's younger brother isn't there.
Ava's younger brother doesn't have a name, but he is begged to go with wherever they went.
Ava's younger brother is in the past tense knew. Yeah. He knew Ava's younger brother.
But he used to beg... I'm hung up on the wherever he went. All right, We'll say because there's no name, he's not there. But I think he's there.
Okay.
All right, so... Okay.
I'm from here. I'll do that bit.
Okay.
Yeah? I looked around at the faces of the others and could tell that they had felt the same. Eric was fidgeting with his fingers, trying to scan around the group and spot the extra person, but it was futile. I scanned every face, each etched in worry and frowning in frustration, except for, "It's all right, I'll get the chair myself," Dave said, breaking the silence and somewhat alleviating the tension. I got up and offered to help him. He looked into my eyes and nodded knowingly. We headed back away from the fire pit towards the tents, but I kept my eyes glued on our group. "How many people are here?" I whispered to Dave as he looked around and realised that we had indeed only packed 5 chairs. In fact, every person brought their own chair. They were heavy to carry, and we wouldn't bring any extra needlessly.
Okay. So again, I think I'm coming into this as them being like, no, they've made a mistake. Because now, in my experience from when we go camping, because with my friends, we all bring an individual chair.
Yeah.
And if we're nice, we bring a backup chair. So from this bit already, I would say if every single person has brought their own chair, find your chair.
I think the horror in this is lost with you because you're like being really logical about it.
Yeah,
you think they've forgotten a chair.
Oh, no, I think they've forgotten a person at this point. But so if I was going to put myself right now in Dave's shoes, he's turned up and 5 people are there.
Yeah.
Someone's in his chair.
Right.
If he's already said out loud, being like, "Oh, geez, he didn't pull up a chair for me," I would, in Dave's mind, I would simply go, "Where's my chair? Who is in my chair?"
Right.
And then you would know.
But yeah, but that implies then that whoever is, I don't think it's like a Dave Doppel. I don't think that's what.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Dave Doppel. I think it is that they clearly someone else has come with them and they're there and they've either infected their brain to like create false memories, like the Rick and Morty episode. That's
or
the kind of
they've left someone in the car,
or they invited 5 and forgot to count themselves, therefore making 6,
and they're all just getting confused.
Yeah, because they're like, well, it's me and 5 other friends, and I've counted 5.
So all of them,
like,
all of them's done what we would do, which is I'm not included in this group, so I'm going to count 5. Oh my god, there's 6 chairs. Yeah. Oh my god.
So okay, so already my first thought now is simply just find the chair with your name on it, and if someone is in that chair, someone has your chair, then that's the person.
Okay.
So we just need to find Dave's chair.
Okay.
But I know that's not going to happen.
I like this. Do you want to do this?
Let's continue. Let's see if Dave finds his chair.
All right. I'm counting on my fingers how many people are here, so
Cool.
it's okay.
Okay. There's 5, right? I mean, there's 5 chairs, Dave replied. His voice wavered as he spoke. No, I just think maybe one of us forgot our chair, I said.
That's what you said.
Yeah. My mind was struggling to address the issue head on and now sought to find rational excuse instead. I didn't quite feel in control of my thoughts. I felt like swimming in a dream, and if I tried to force myself to think about who the 6th person was, my head would begin to throb. Yeah, that sounds about right, actually, Dave said, relaxing and heading back to the group.
But they know they don't have a 6th chair.
And also, their minds seem to be fogged by something, so some kind of ulterior thing is happening which is forcing them to create a fake memory.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to think who it is out of them, because they're like, he did make it clear at the start, which is I have got distinct memories of these people.
Yeah.
And the only memory you have is Ava's younger brother, who's like, and I begged to come along. Because with Eric, so I didn't know him well, but I recognised his glasses.
But I don't know if Ava's younger brother did. I think he's saying that when Ava's brother was younger, he used to beg Ava.
He's the only one who hasn't got a name. And
Yeah.
I'm suspicious already of the younger brother.
Oh boy.
Unless that's a red herring because it's so early on.
I think it is. I'm going to do these bits here.
Cool.
And hopefully we can count
Yeah.
how many. So get your fingies out. We're going to count. When we walked back to the fire pit and the circle of chairs, 2 chairs were empty. One for me and one for Dave. Everything was adding up now, even though we had all agreed it wasn't before. Sally suggested we were all probably tired after the long hike to get here and probably just needed some sleep. She could have been right. We were all sleep deprived from waking up very early today to make it on time. Ava brought out the drinks. The whole 6-pack was emptied. That's just someone being greedy. That's not a skinwalker. That's just Dave having 2.
Well, Sally's the only one who has been like, oh, you guys are probably tired. You're misremembering.
Oh,
So
they're all
Sally's
gaslighting each
Yeah.
other. Okay. We all moved closer to the crackling fire for warmth as we took sips from our cans and reminisced on the memories of last year. Ava was in the middle of telling us about that one time she was home alone with weird things happening in her house when I got these sudden chills despite the pleasant warmth of the fire. What felt cosy and safe moments ago felt wrong now, all because I realised that there was a crucial detail I'd missed. Who started the fire? I asked, completely interrupting Ava in the middle of her story and breaking everyone else's immersions. Everyone looked momentarily annoyed until they realised they had no answer. Once again, I scanned the faces staring back at me, all barely illuminated by the light from the fire, all familiar and pale from fear.
Okay. I'm honestly, my thought to this is straight away, it's the parasite thing from Rick and Morty where it's making false memories. I wonder if it might go down this route. When was this story released?
7 months ago, so it's really new.
Okay, so it could have taken inspiration from the parasite infecting your memories.
Maybe, but I don't know if... I know it's Reddit, but I don't know how deep the Rick and Morty has gone into no sleeps.
I don't know, man. Rick and Morty is for high intelligent people. And it's the funniest thing ever.
I'm so sad that we have to cancel this episode after 2.
He turned himself into a pickle.
Uh-huh.
It was the funniest thing ever.
Oh, God. I'm really sorry that after 2 episodes on this YouTube account, we've had to cancel it already.
We
My
started
goodness.
strong.
It was nice having this channel with you.
Shame. Oh well.
Shame. I'll give you a big old chunk.
Thank
Give
you.
it a go.
This is going to be the real test for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't it you, Dave? Eric asked.
Wasn't it you, Dave?
Dave shook his head. I think the person standing behind Jenny did it. Who the fuck is Jenny?
I think we're Jenny.
We're Jenny? Was Jenny Sally's cousin?
What are you talking about? Cousins?
They mentioned cousins at the start.
No, they... Oh, no.
Yeah.
My cousin.
Yeah.
Either was there... Sally's my cousin.
Yeah. Sally, my cousin. Oh, okay.
Sally, my cousin.
Right, so do you know what? Maybe for the start of this, maybe fucking tell us your name is Jenny.
Uh-huh.
Because Jenny was not mentioned at all.
Hi, I'm Jenny, and this is my story.
Add that. It's like Dave was my manager. And then maybe mention.
No, Dave wasn't her manager. Dave managed to put a tent up.
Oh, what?
Dave
but
is just a guy.
They worked at the gas station.
Yeah, but that was yeah, but it doesn't mean he's his manager.
We'd worked at a local gas station. Oh, okay, I think I just saw the word managed and assumed manager.
I don't like how much you're imprinting your thing.
I'm putting
here.
false memories onto this.
You are.
Okay. Right, so we've heard Jenny for the first name.
So
now
I
there's,
think we're
now
Jenny.
there's 6.
There you go.
Right, I think the person standing behind Jenny did it, Sally said, looking over at me. I whipped my head around so quickly it hurt. My heart was pounding in my ears. There was nothing behind me except for the encompassing darkness of the woods. Staring at those dark, tall trees behind me made me feel exposed. I felt like a lost bird in a vast field.
What was that thing they say in IT crowd?
I feel trapped like a moth in the bath.
That's it.
I so hope anyone listening who might have inspiration to write a story, please sneak in. I felt trapped like a moth in a bath. That'll be a call out for us and any IT crowd fans.
Uh-huh.
All right, continue on. Wait, I mean, I don't know, Sally said. Her eyes had gone wide and she was shaking visibly. She continued to look around frantically as Ava moved out over to her, placing her hands on her shoulders and trying to calm her down. I think we should leave this place, Ava stuttered. Yeah, something just doesn't feel right, but I can't put my finger on it, Dave said. But it's so dark out in the forest now, we'd probably get lost if we leave now, someone else said.
Lol. Is that in like the dark demon voice? Be like,
but it's so dark out. We'll keep that. But it's so dark out in the forest now, we'll probably get lost if we leave now, someone else said.
The non-threatening voice.
Yeah, I think we should stay tonight and leave as soon as we can tomorrow, Eric agreed. I tried to protest but realised Eric was right. The woods harboured an oppressive darkness within which navigation would be near impossible. Let's not sleep in our separate tents just to be safe, Sally said. We all agreed. We only brought one person tents with us, but we could squeeze 2 if we tried. That way no one would be alone at night.
I like that. I like that everyone's having a cuddle.
Yeah, okay. Is there anyone that you're suspicious of already in the story?
I don't think it's... So my perspective on this so far is that I don't think it's any named character. I think there's an extra person who's just extra. Especially that like really weird voice that just like rumbled out of the forest. But that also means that somebody's going to draw the straw, and I think it's going to be us, Jenny, who's going to accidentally have to go into a double, because they're like one-man tents that can fit 2. So if we're going 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah, I think we're going to end up in the tent with the dodgy one.
Yeah, probably.
Because we're the protagonist.
See, because already from reading this, not to try and imprint any further, but Sally, from some of the conversation, has been really suspicious. And now, just purely from the fact of them being like, the person behind Jenny did it, and when Jenny turned around, no one was there. That's, if you've already got heightened senses like that, you wouldn't say the person behind so-and-so did it. If we went camping with our lot and we were all freaked out and be like, who did that? We wouldn't go, oh, the demon over there.
I would.
Well, you're horrible.
I am horrible. I'm nasty. That's my problem. I'd be like, the ghost over there. Oh, yeah, I would definitely do that.
Okay.
Following this conversation, we all got up and made our pairs. I went with Dave, and Sally, like always, went with Ava. Eric kept complaining that he didn't have a pair, but we reassured him he did. He wouldn't accept it. I felt like at some point we all realised that there were only 5 of us, and suddenly we were all huddling up in the middle of the clearing. Why do we keep thinking there are 6 of us here? Eric asked. Eric is freaking out because he knows that
Eric knows he's with the demon.
He knows he's with the demon.
Alright, I'll take Dave because I work with Dave.
Yeah.
The 2 cousins can stay with each other. Eric, you stick with the demon.
Yeah.
Why do I get the demon?
Yeah. Sweat was dripping down his face despite the cold because we told him to get into a tent with a demon. What are you bitching about? Eric, just get over it. It's just a demon.
Eric was scared, understandably. We did put him with the demon.
Eric, I don't know what your beef is, man.
It's almost like a moment where if they were being chased by Jason Voorhees, and right, someone's got to draw the short straw. Eric, it's you. It's like, well, we didn't draw straws.
Eric, stop sweating and get over it. You're just being mean now. You're hurting the demon's feelings.
No, look, I've picked my friend. They've picked their friend. You didn't pick a friend, Eric.
Eric, listen.
Eric, get into the bathtub with Jason Voorhees.
We had nearly left him all on his own under the assumption that there was another person. Oh my god. My stomach turned as I squeezed my eyes shut to mentally recap everyone here. My head throbbed, but I kept pushing it. There's me, Dave, Eric, Ava, Sally, and the demon. I was pointing at each one of them as I said the name. I retched and emptied the contents of my stomach on the ground when I got past Sally. The left side of my head felt like there was a knife stuck in it. My vision was blurry. Dave held me up to stop me collapsing, and we all wordlessly started to move towards the tent. Someone had put the fire out.
I like the fact he's gone, okay, let's go through this. And he's gone, right, Dave, Eric, Ava, Sally. Who's that? Eric. Oh, fucking Eric.
Fucking Eric.
Poor Eric. Eric has immediately been picked up. What the fuck, guys? Is it because he's wearing glasses?
I love the instant vomiting, and everyone's like, I guess we should stay.
Oh, no, it's okay. Eric won't be here long enough, Jenny.
Don't worry about it. Do you want to take down to the asterisks?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Dave helped me into a tent while the four outside discussed what to do. I could only focus on snippets of the conversation, as the excruciating pain beating against my skull came and went in waves. Sally had the brilliant idea of arranging 3 tents together so their opening faced together at right angles in a sort of U shape, so we could sleep as close as possible and also limit the entrance to our tents. Dave was about to go to help as they worked outside, but I clutched his hand and asked him to stay with me. The tents took some time to arrange. I started to feel a bit better once everyone got settled into their tents. A quick head count confirmed there were 5 of us. Eric would have to sleep in his tent alone, but he was more comfortable with it since all the tents were very close now. Looking back now, I think he was just trying to put a brave face on for us. No, he's not putting on a brave face. He has been bullied to shit at this point, and he knows he can't convince you.
Eric knows that he's looking like a little delicious snack for this demon right now.
Yeah, because after you retching at him and basically being like, we've picked our friend, you're on your own. He's gone, great, I'm dead.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, you're on your own. It's like, of course you're going to put me on my own. Fucks.
Oh, I love that. I love that for him.
Okay, right. Where was I? Was it the tent took some time to arrange. I started to feel a bit better once everyone got settled into their tents. That. Oh, we had.
Yeah, so he was always.
Oh, yeah. Letting him sleep in his tent alone. He was always less integrated in our group and knew that none of us would pair with him.
Poor Eric.
He knew he was the bully. He was the victim.
He is the victim.
In our bully circle. Eric was the type of person to get back up after being pushed down in the bully circle. Just before going to bed, we all agreed to leave as soon as the sun rose in the morning. I remember taking one last look outside the tent in the forest before trying to fall asleep. The wind had picked up and the tree branches were swaying gently. Beyond our clearing was just pure darkness. It felt like the trees were closing...
It's okay. Don't vomit.
Sorry, I saw Eric.
It's just Eric.
Yeah. I felt like the trees were closing in on me. With the faint moonlight illuminating our clearing, I turned my head to look over at the 2 tents we had left out and saw someone standing next to them. Despite the circumstances, sleep came quickly and easily. So, they saw 2 tents we had left out and saw someone standing next to them, and then I fell asleep.
They're just having a wee.
Sure. That's what they said there. Someone standing next to them. And then I went to bed.
Well, have you ever been so stressed out the only thing you can do is have a snooze?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't reached a point where it's like I was so stressed and then I saw a guy staring at me. Then I went to bed.
And then I went to bed. Okay. So, Ava's shrill scream woke me up in the middle of the night. Dave and I ripped our tent door open to find Sally and Ava looking into Eric's tent. We pushed them aside.
Not Eric.
Not Eric. Who could have seen this coming?
Oh, if only they could have prevented it.
Oh, God. Eric's sleeping bag was rolled up. He was still inside it. His head in the centre, face contorted in utter agony. The rest of his body rolled around it in a blue fabric now dripping with dark blood. Dave zipped up the door of the tent. Let's just not look at that.
Out of sight, out of mind. Am I right?
Ava was in shock. Her eyes become glassy and unfocused. Sally was shaking her repeatedly. Just shaking Ava. My God. Ava!
Ava went into a frozen state. Sally couldn't allow this and shook her like shit.
Tears streaming down her face. Dave picked up his torch and yelled at us to get up and run. We left the campsite behind and entered the trail we had come from. The 5 of us huddled together. Mm-hmm. Dave, leading in the front as he cast his weak flashlight over the path so we could see it. We had all had to help us get through this 2-hour trail. All we had to help us to get through this 2-hour trail was a small circle of light. Even the moon failed to illuminate our surroundings through the dense foliage. Ava tripped and fell, twisting her ankle. We came to a stop. Someone said they knew how to splint it so we could keep going. They dragged her into the woods instead.
Ava, don't worry. I know your leg's broken. We can splint it.
It happened too quickly for any of us to process. Sally was about to run after Ava when Dave held her back. She struggled and managed to free herself, running into the trees to follow the echoes of Ava's screams. I was about to run after her, but Dave held me by the shoulders and shook me hard. "We need to get out of here! Jenny! Please!" he said.
Okay, so what we've now established is Eric, the unsung hero, immediately killed.
Yeah.
Thanks, group. And now they've started running away.
Was he? They said his head was in the centre, and then the rest of his body, I imagine it was like curled around like a snail shell in the sleeping bag.
So I envisioned it like rolled up toothpaste. I'd imagined like they'd fold up the sleeping bag and he was in it, and so he was like a big spiral.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was imagining it.
Okay. So Eric has been turned into toothpaste.
Yeah.
And 5 of them have started running. Jenny fell over and in that moment was grabbed by something and pulled into the woods.
They wasn't even grabbed by something. They was like, I know how to do first aid.
Yeah,
nom,
it was,
nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, because that was that weird part. I was like, okay, so, she fell over. I told her I know how to do a split, like to splint the leg. And then she was pulled into the forest.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like one of the 5 pulled them to be like, I'll fix your leg. Or if it was that she suddenly got pulled by something we haven't seen.
That's true. Do you want to go to the asterisks?
I'll do that as well. I hesitated, but jolted into the motion again when Sally's voice was cut off abruptly. She'd been calling out Ava's name as she ran after her. Dave and I continued to run down the trail, trying to get our car so we could get out of here. There was nothing we could do. At some point there were 3 of us running on the trail, Dave and I shoulder to shoulder while someone followed us closely behind. "Dave, who's behind us?" I gasped. My heart was threatening to burst through my ribcage and my legs burned. He turned to look at me. Confusion transformed into fear in his face and then into rage. "You keep running," he told me as he produced a pocket knife from his pants. "I've had this all along. I didn't save Eric, but I'm using the knife now." He handed me the car keys, which I nearly dropped. Then he turned round suddenly and jumped at whoever was behind us. I continued to run in fear as the sounds of a struggle grew behind me. I tripped and tumbled through the trail for what felt like hours. I didn't allow myself to stop. I almost cried when the trail ended, and I walked out into the familiar car park. Not wasting a second, I ran to the car and started it up, accelerating out of the forest and onto the highways within mere seconds. Okay, so everyone's been got except for Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny's alive.
And Jenny's our main person. Oh, we're at the last bit. Okay.
Oh, I'll have a little...
Go on, you sound us off.
I'll take us home. I'm typing this post at a rest stop. My phone has finally regained service and I've called 911 to try and explain the situation. I don't think they believe my version of events, but they send my car my way regardless. As I wait, the sun is finally starting to rise. After I hit the post button on this, I'm going to check why the person in my backseat has been so silent the whole time. Ooh. Oh no.
Okay, so do you know what I do like from this, that the 6th person was unnamed the whole time?
Yeah, so do I.
I was waiting for it to be something along the lines of they had named 6 names but made it so blasé that it felt like they were the 5 the whole time.
Yeah. I actually, that was quite creepy. I really enjoyed that. There was parts of it obviously that we've said what we said. But I thought it was really that was genuinely quite chilling.
I did, yeah. I like the inclusion of someone had said this, and it's like in their mind's eye it was, yeah, that makes sense. But to us as the reader, there's no name because that's the creature.
Yeah.
Or that's whatever is.
I like as well that they never really explained what it is. But I also like that they kept, like, do you know what? It really reads to me like a mind flayer.
Okay.
And that's what I was imagining the extra thing was, like, the whole time. Not in like a nasty way, but it's kind of like, you know how mind flayers like are in your brain and like they try to influence you. That's what I was imagining this as.
So what I always find with mind flayers is that for some reason in stories like in stories out of D&D, I picture them like Octodad. Because in Octodad, it's him going, and I go, I love you too, honey.
Yeah, I'd never even connected the dots that Octodad was a mind flayer.
He basically is.
You're completely right.
He's fumbled his way around and has managed to get a family with kids.
Yeah.
And they cannot see it nor hear him.
I agree with you, actually. Octodad is a mind
effectively, because going back here to their conversation where it was like, yeah, something just doesn't feel right. I can't put my finger on it, Dave said. Yeah, I think we should stay tonight and leave as soon as possible.
But I think it was really well written. I like that me and you were like counting on our fingers the whole time as well, because we were double checking to make sure we could count, and I think that's a really cool part of the story, that it makes you double check. So like, you could check.
It did also have me as well questioning the other people.
Yeah.
However, I do already think from the second paragraph, it did mention 6.
What, because of Ava's younger brother? You need to let that go.
No. Ava's younger brother is the only unnamed person.
Yeah, but I don't think he's the thing. I think it's very dramatic for Ava's younger brother to have just gone absolutely mad. And
unless that was the thing the whole time and they were waiting for a moment. Because here's my rationale. From the writing side of it, you have given us all of the characters, and I think from the beginning it was already put that there was 6, because you've got Jenny as your main person, you've got Dave, you've got Eric, you have got
Sally.
Ava and Sally, and then Ava's younger brother.
Yeah, but Ava's younger brother is referenced in the past tense as something that Jenny... So Jenny says, in fact, I knew Ava's younger brother as he used to beg to go with us wherever we went. But that's not saying that Ava's younger brother went, because if it was Ava's younger brother, then they wouldn't have this level of suspicion.
Yeah. I bring all this up because I'm sure there was 5 of us, including me, and that I knew everyone in the group. They know Ava's younger brother.
Yeah, so they're saying that there was someone in the group they didn't know.
Yeah, and I feel like they must have imprinted it as Ava's younger brother. If it was like some kind of like mimic that takes over the form and their thoughts, I think they would have taken it to younger brother.
So you think it's a skinwalker using Ava's younger brother's skin?
Wow, we picked our first 2 episodes and we've picked skinwalker.
Well, I don't know if it is a skinwalker. I think it's... Well, actually, no, it is kind of like a skinwalker story, because this is how they typically present. But I don't think it's like the literal...
But, yeah, I think with it, it's not that literal bit, because otherwise they would have picked up being like, Ava's younger brother was a bit odd. He kind of sat there twitching.
Yeah,
madly.
Maniacally. I don't think it is Ava's younger brother. I think she's just bringing up the fact, being like, it's not Ava's younger brother, because I know Ava's younger brother, and that's why I'm bringing it up. I think it's a different entity altogether.
I think from a story writing point, and I know this in a film sense with Chekhov's gun, which is you only bring something up if it's going to be used.
Yeah, but you got to remember, this is also amateur. Not saying that this is like amateur in the sense of it's not professional writing. Like, this person is obviously extremely talented, because they have written a very scary story, even though that we made it a little bit funny on the way.
They're gonna bully Eric immediately.
But like, that's the thing. You got to remember, a lot with like internet writing and stuff, it's not somebody that's had an editor and an extra who would have been able to whittle out fake guns, you know. Yeah. But there's also like red herrings as well. Like, think about Agatha Christie's and the amount of things she mentions, which are all red herrings. So like, I don't know, Chekhov's gun, Agatha Christie, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I would like to hear what other people would think of this, because I've gone in the rationale to be like, you've named 6 characters, so one of them's got to be there. Because because at that point you could simply then start naming off loads of people to give more. Yeah,
I think I'm on the other side of the fence, being like, this is an entity that they cannot comprehend. So I think this is like a forest entity, skinwalker, mimic. Esque creature. I don't think it's got anything to do with Ava's younger brother. Okay. But I think that'll be a good discussion for other people to have. We could have a vote. We could see who people believe. Do they believe you, Shawnee, in your narrative?
Okay, so yeah, type below who you side with and why.
Yeah.
And then I feel like if, depending on responses that we get, we can always mention it in next ones, bring it up and debate.
Oh yeah, I like that. Bring it up in the next one, and then obviously, like, when I'm right, I can choose the next story. And when you're right, you can choose the next story.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that means we're now stuck until someone picks correct.
Oh god. This channel's going to go nowhere until we get audience interaction. Oh no.
Okay, so story-wise, there's only 5 of us on this camping trip. We keep counting 6. If you guys want to read the story on your own, we can link it below, but we have covered the whole bit and also put in some nice interlude moments of us chatting.
I'm glad you're giving yourself like a reflective review.
Yes.
It was nice, you're right.
In all honesty, so far, this is my favourite story we've read.
Yeah, out of the 2 we've read.
I do really enjoy this one.
Maybe we should do like an S tier, A tier, B tier of all of our stories.
In that case, so we
can link it below.
What we'll do is we can add it in post on that previous one, but I think for the previous one, I would probably put that in. I don't know how many tiers we'll have, but I'll probably put that in D tier.
The one before?
The one before I put in D tier. For this one, I'm gonna say A. I think this is a really good story.
I would say it's A. I'm even willing to up it to S if it stops me sleeping tonight.
So my reasoning for A is it's a very good story. It's a good read. You've got the clear directions of their start, middle to end. you've got the character names, and you've just got them absolutely bullying the shit out of Eric.
But
I'm also still holding on to the fact, with using Chekhov's gun as the example, that they have mentioned Ava's younger brother, and when they were naming the 5 names, once it got past Sally, it would have made sense to them, be like, and then Ava's younger brother,
rude.
and that's when they went, "Huh."
I think it's so rude to vomit in the face of someone's younger brother.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in A tier because I like the idea that we don't know what it is, and I don't think it's Ava's brother, but I think I enjoyed it. I thought it was really creepy, and I think it's an A plus. I haven't been able to not sleep on it yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see how we go.
Okay, cool. All right. Yep, there's only 5 of us on the camping trip. We keep counting 6. If there are any stories that you guys want to hear us read through or even discuss, then please let us know below. But thank you so much for listening. Please provide us with any recommendations, any comments, questions, or concerns.
Leave them at the door.
Thank you all for watching. We'll hope to see you at the next one. Bye-bye.